Facebook Live. Facebook Live is still there. All right. Well, I don't know what to tell you about the YouTube thing, man. YouTube thing is just, it ain't working on YouTube. So back to the drawing board with that thing. I can't be doing this. DML's got to have smooth live stuff. I can't have unsmooth stuff. Now here's what the deal is. You ready for this? Any of you people here who are watching locally, I'm not carrying this thing for an hour. You know what I'm talking about? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna covertly hide it. Look at this, right in the bushes. Nobody will see it. Look, dun 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 dun. Ha ha! It's hidden. It's hidden now. I'll pick it up on the way back. DML, you're a smart guy. Yeah, they should put me on the border, man. I should have been DHS. Speaking of which, let's get into the news. Okay, so Donald J. Trump, president-elect, has gone with a retired general for Department of Homeland Security. How do you feel about that, DML? Well, that's why I'm here to tell you. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm not blown away by it. I'm not going to start, jumping up and down and saying this is the best pick in the world, but I'm liking it. I'm liking the general. I'm going to tell you a little something about him. I'm going to tell you who I also would have liked, some of the other people that were in consideration. More importantly, what this guy's job is going to be. So, who is this guy? Cheat sheet. Although I pretty much know all of it by heart. I don't want to miss anything. He is a retired general. But before I go into that, a very important thing I was devastated over yesterday. Devastated. When I lost you guys on the feed, what wound up happening was I didn't know I lost you on the feed. So I was talking for a while. And I was only talking to myself, obviously. And so what happened was I said a nice little 2-second thing to all the men and women of our military, especially those who served during Pearl Harbor. And so, it didn't get broadcast. I thought that it would have already been there. So my apologies. And, I will never forget. Team DML never forgets Pearl Harbor. Okay, so that said, who we got here? Well, let me tell you about this gentleman. He's a retired General Marine. Love the Marines, few good men. All right, John Kelly. All right, now he turns out to be the third general that Trump has put on his team. You see a pattern going on here, right? Law and order, discipline. We like that, right? This guy was in fact, you may recall this guy. About January of this year, he complained that, he serves on the U.S. Southern Command. Where is that, DML? That's down in Florida. All right. So he serves on this command, and he was all bothered in the fact that he has, as a general, he has all the tools to be able to stop the smuggling that goes on, but he doesn't. He's not allowed to. You know where that comes from. Good morning. Listen, so anyhow, this guy, he's all up in arms. And why is he up in arms? Because he wants to protect his country. So this guy was also one of the head dudes with Guantanamo Bay. Remember, Guantanamo Bay, the place where we hold the terrorists, and Obama was like, no, let them go. Let's let them go. Let everybody out of Gitmo. Let them go back to Pakistan, get stronger, get better, get faster, and then come back and blow us up. You know that place, right? Yeah. You also know it from the movie A Few Good Men with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson, where he's like, let me tell you something, son. You want me on that wall, you need me on that wall. This is the guy. All right. So anyhow, this guy is now going to be in charge of DHS. Now, DHS has a lot of responsibilities. I don't want you to think it's just, Department of Homeland Security is just like everything's terrorist. It's more than that, right? I'm going to tell you all the different jobs that this thing serves. This guy has just landed himself, as far as I'm concerned, probably the most important job in the entire cabinet, as far as I'm concerned. When you take a look at where we are right now as a nation, maybe Secretary of State can also be tossed up there. But I'm going to say DHS, okay? Here's what he covers. Animal disease research. What, DML? Animals. What are we doing about that? Yeah, absolutely. There's a place not far from where I live here called Plum Island. And it's off the island of Long Island between us and Connecticut. It's just one place. And they take animals there. It's all, and you see all the postings all around it. DHS, Department of Homeland Security. You're like, wait a second, they're testing raccoons here and we got DHS? Yeah, so they do that for all the different animal diseases, try to contain it. You know what I mean? So if this way you get somebody who's an animal running around spreading diseases, like Michael Moore. Kidding, okay? Kidding. So anyway, that's what they do, all right? So I hope he has some experience with doggies. So let's go beyond that. Disaster relief, immigration services, cyber attacks, the TSA, the Secret Service, the Border Patrol, the Coast Guard. This guy's got a lot of stuff on his plate. Now, there's a little bit of pushback. Some very hawkish immigration groups. I would say you'd probably put me in that group, right? The hawkish immigration groups, they're somewhat, I don't know, they're like, I don't want to say they're uneasy with it. They're just not completely sold. And they say the reason is we understand what he's like when it comes to terror and human smuggling. Because one of the things that this guy was responsible with, he worked a lot with immigration groups. And I mean, government immigration groups are trying to stop cartels and human smuggling. So he's really big into that whole thing. But we don't know where he stands in terms of his immigration stances. And that's a little bit unnerving, if you will, for some of the people, from Numbers USA and from FAIR and all the other well-funded, well-organized immigration groups who I have given many speeches to before and worked with in different capacities along the way. So I usually align pretty tightly with where they are. We disagree once in a while about maybe things like, should we build the wall? Should we not build the wall? Stuff like that. But for the most part is they wanted to see a guy named Chris Kobach. And Chris Kobach is a legislator or is he Attorney General? He's one of the other, but he's from Kansas. He is hard-line, hard-nosed immigration. You think DML is tough when it comes to this stuff. Woo! Chrissy boy, tough as nails. And so they wanted to see him. Now, there still is a chance that he would be maybe as a deputy secretary. I'm sure he's going to have a role somewhere. He was a big, huge supporter for Trump. And Trump is, is always touting the whole loyalty thing. So we could use him. But overall, this guy, this general, I think it sends a very clear message, and he's getting criticized, Trump, of course, by the left, because what else do they have to do but criticize? He's getting criticized because now he has 3 generals, right? We got Mad Dog Mattis and we got General Michael Flynn for the NSA, and Mattis, obviously, Secretary of Defense. So now it's like, all right, Trump is surrounding himself with generals. As far as I'm concerned, this is the beginning of him showing you and me and the world that we are definitely getting law and order back. Because yeah, he could have put Sheriff Clark or somebody like that in this job. But a sheriff versus a general, a Marine, Guantanamo Bay, this boy is going to be taking serious names. I do 100% believe, regardless of where he stands on immigration, because we never heard from him before, I do believe this guy is going to run a tight ship. And right now, immigration and the borders and everything about it is loosey-goosey. So when you're sitting there around the dinner table this weekend, you're talking about Trump's picks, and they talk about the general, you say, this is what I say with somebody when they come back to me. I say, let me explain this to you in very simple terms, okay? Putting in this general in charge of Department of Homeland Security is like taking a bumper sticker and throwing it on the front of your window. At home it says gun inside or barking dog inside. It sends a very clear message. And sometimes you could wind up just deterring somebody from trying to come in, knowing the fact that when they come in, they're dealing with somebody on the other side with sharp teeth. Yes, right? What house are you going to break into? The one with the big, huge German Shepherd on the door, or the one without? DML, you're showing you fear of German Shepherds? Yes, I am. Okay, so that's how that works. So that's the guy, Kelly, retired General Kelly. All right, so you got that. Good. Now we move on. We move on to the opinion piece. We're a little early. We're just about in the corner. What do we got? 4.7 thousand, lower than usual. Could have a couple of people at YouTube being like, where's DML? Okay. Number two is, I don't know if some of you, this is like the commercial break before I get into the opinion. I don't know if some of you witnessed it yesterday. I got other people who have sent me emails saying that their Facebook app just kicking them out. Can't watch the live videos. I think we are subject of that. I think we're suffering from it. I don't think there's somebody at Facebook. I would hate to think that there's somebody at Facebook sitting there and saying, let's lower his numbers. I don't have no idea, but I do know that I experienced what people have telling me they've experienced. I experienced it firsthand yesterday. So, when you guys are telling me spinning and this and that, whoa. All right, I got it yesterday. Got kicked off out of nowhere. It didn't make any sense to me, but we're doing the best we can. And I told you, apps, December 15th, got 5 different companies right now begging me, please DML, give me the business. Please give me the business. Please give me the business. I'm like, listen, you give me the apps, they work and they're good. You start my platform, you got the business. So right now, they're all working hard, and I'm hoping within the next 10 days, we'll be rocking and rolling with our own apps, and I won't have to talk about this anymore. Okay, opinion piece, Dennis. All right, here we go. Dreamers. And I'm not talking about, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I'm talking about dreamers. They call the illegal aliens who get brought over here by their parents when they're young kids, right? And they're here, and America is the only country they really know. They call them dreamers. And I'll tell you what, to a certain degree, I don't like that name. What's the degree, DML? 100% degree. That's the degree. I don't like that name. Why don't you like the name? I'll tell you why. Because you asked. My kid dreams. Your kid dream? Your grandkid dream? I bet you they do. I know my kid dreams all the time. My one son dreams of being a baseball player. My other son dreams of making films. My daughter dreams of being an artist. My little tiny girl dreams. She says she's going to be the first female president. That's why she was psyched that Hillary Clinton didn't get in. Everybody's got dreams. Why do we just have to turn around and designate the ones who come here illegally? Why do we have to designate those kids as the dreamers? It never makes any sense to me. But nonetheless, that's the name we gave them because it's politically correct. Yep. So anyhow, these kids are here. They're getting everything. They're getting the free this. They're getting the free that. DML, what is the this and that? You always just say that. Can you give us a little detail? Of course I can. You're my friends. Okay. So, they go and they get a free public school education. Well, DML, their parents are paying sales tax. Listen, stop with that argument. That argument is so old, okay? They're not. I can take you to houses in this very area. Well, not in this area, but the people who work for the people in this area. I can take you to homes where there's at least, no less, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cars on the lawn and the drive. I mean, it's all over the place. It's where am I? Yeah, And you look out who comes outside, and they're speaking Espanol. DML, you being racist? No, I'm just telling you that the people walking out of a house are talking Espanol, and that there are 15, 16 cars on the lawn. And we had ordinances, or at least I thought we had ordinances in this town where that sort of thing doesn't fly. But yet, nobody's holding to the ordinances. So these guys who rent the house, they rent them to these multiple families. So now when you've got, 5 families, 6 families, 7 families, all living in a home, and I'm going to get to that later in the story piece. When you get to that, now let me tell you something. Pause in the action. Look at the leaves. Guy putting leaves in truck, going to take away, versus actually using the whole town and my money to get rid of those leaves. I'm going to ask the guy a question. Let's see if he talks English. Hold on a second. Hey, pal. Question for you. Are you taking these to the dump, the leaves to the dump? Yeah? Why don't you just leave them in the street? See how everybody else leaves them in the street?
I don't know.
You don't know?
A different job.
All right. Where are you from? Ecuador. Way to go. Yeah, okay. Next person who wants to call me a racist, okay? Next person. Step forward. All right? I talk to these guys all the time. All right? Yeah. He doesn't know if he's taking them to the dump. He has no idea. I could have said to him, hey, are you taking that to the Grand Hyatt Wailea in Hawaii? And he would be like, yeah. Where are you from? Ecuador. See, the only thing. Stops there. Absolutely stops there. Now, this guy, probably a nice guy, hopefully talking about in the story time, Sometimes it's trickery, dickory, dock. The criminal went up your sock. Yep, I just made that up. So anyhow, let's go back to what we were talking about, the opinion with these dreamers, right? So these kids come, you got families like this, live in multiple homes, and the only person paying the tax bill, and that DML, you telling us stuff we know. Yeah, I know, it's important to tell you. It's important to repeat it. The person paying the tax bill is the renter. So the renter, right, what's he doing? He's turning around, he's paying his low rent, he's paying his low tax bill, right? He's paying his property taxes. These other guys aren't paying any taxes, but their kids are going to school. And in some school districts, I don't know, around here, it's like $16,000 per kid. So I got 6 kids living in one house, let's say. 6 times 16 is how much? I think it's 92. So we have $92,000 worth of cost to my town, and we have one tax bill. One tax bill. All right? So, well, these people are doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do. That's untrue. How many times have we been walking around the streets, and I have shown you guys who speak fluent English? Carlson, you out there, man? Where are you? Right? Remember that guy who stopped that time in the landscape truck? DML, let me give you a donation now. Let me give it to you now. Remember that guy? Watch it locally. The other day, we had the other guy who started a tractor, right? Yeah, I used to, we had a friend here. He's still here. He's a landscaping guy, 50 years old, 53 years old. He's a landscaper. Speaks fluent English. I've had him at my house before for dinner. It's fluent English. Yeah, right? So don't tell me that stuff. So what happens is these kids are coming in here getting all these freebies. Now, when it's time to go to school and going to college, I just got a notice from one of my kids' schools. Yeah, we're going to be creating a safe space for these kids. What? Yeah, they're getting in-state tuition too. In-state tuition? Wait a second. Where's that coming from, in-state tuition? I got to pay for my own kid. Why isn't my kid getting more in-state tuition? It's rough paying for college, man. It's rough. It's not easy. And so, wait a second. Why isn't those funds being used for my kids? I'm paying taxes. I'm picking up leaves and I'm paying taxes. My buddy Joe, he lives here locally. He's picking up leaves and he's paying taxes. You think that guy's paying taxes? Come on. I don't want to hear about the dreams and the dreamers. DML, you're you're not being very nice, not being warm-hearted. No, that's not true. That's not true. Let me be very clear about something. If right now, little Susie Dreamer was to fall down in the street and there was a big, huge Mack truck coming, I wouldn't be like, oh, one less illegal alien. No, I'd be like, stop! I jump up, I get little Susie and I pull to the side. That's what I would do. Yeah. And if I was walking down, I saw a little, Peter from Ecuador, and Peter looked like he hadn't drank any water in 3 days. It was like, guess what I do? I give him some water. Yeah, absolutely. So let's not get into that whole thing. When it comes down to the dreamers, they are illegal aliens like anybody else. Okay? We have people who are waiting online who pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to come into this country legally, and to turn around and to give them to give dreamers any sort of front door, back door access, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're gonna let you in the front door through the back door because your parents decided to take you here legally. Wait a second. What does that mean? What does that mean? Think about this. If today I were to commit a crime and take my 8-year-old with me, I don't know, what am I, breaking and entering? I break and enter into somebody's home today, illegally. Does that mean that my kid should wind up getting free this and free that? Yeah. Well, yeah, she's a victim of, her father wasn't around, he was in jail. Let's give her free this or free that. No, that doesn't happen in the U.S. That's why we got so many kids strung out on drugs. Because once we wound up putting their parents into jail, once their parents wind up getting screwed up and they break the law, there's the bells. He's liking what I'm saying. He's liking what I'm saying. Once you're an American and you break the law, your kid's screwed. And here, we're going to say these dreamers, oh, I feel so bad for him. I still feel so bad for him. Let me tell you, no, I don't feel any bad for anybody. I don't feel bad for anybody. You know what? You got to take that up with your parents. You got to take that out with your parents. You say, why did you do that? Why did you take me here illegally? Well, I wanted to give you a better life, and I wanted Dennis Michael Lynch and all of his friends to pay for it. It ain't going to work. It doesn't work. It's no good. And so Donald J. Trump, president-elect, just told Time Magazine, and he's been saying, these dreamers, we'll have to work something out. Unless you're talking about where we're going to sit them on an airplane, I don't want to hear about that. Yeah, DML, you're being a little hawkish. I don't know. I thought you were bigger-hearted than that. I am bigger-hearted. I am bigger-hearted. I'm not saying throw them out to the wind, round them up, put them in handcuffs, make them wear striped pajamas and all this other different stuff. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you have to enforce the laws. You have to enforce the laws. Why are these kids, these dreamers, going to have their dreams fulfilled because their parents broke the law? Does that make sense to you? Doesn't make any sense to me. 0 sense to me. How about we give my kids the dream, make sure my kids get all the money, and if there's any kid money left over, which I don't know how that would be, but if there was any money left over, then we give it to the dreamers. How about that? Okay, let's give it, because I paid my taxes. I didn't do anything bad to society. I only did good to society. How about we give the money to the real dreamers, who are the kids from the United States of America? Okay? How you doing, God? What's going on? Listen up, man. I appreciate you every day. All right? Thanks so much. And thank you for, serving me well. On time, every day. Okay, back to our show. So, again, I want to punch this home because I'm going past the opinion piece. As the bells ring, somebody behind me, CIA, FBI, Dreamer alert? Or just maybe just a nice lady? I'm going to go with D. Okay. Understand this when you're sitting around the kitchen table with Socialist Susie, and she says to you, these kids, they came here, no choice of their own. This is the only home they know. Okay. Well, I did the same thing to my kid. What do you mean? Well, I had sex with Mary. Really, DML? You guys were just friends. No, we actually had sex. Oh my God. CNN clip. And I had sex with Mary, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna have a baby. Baby comes out, had no choice. Maybe he didn't want to be an American. Maybe he wanted to be an Ecuadorian. Maybe he didn't even want to be born. Maybe he wanted to be a boy, and now it's a girl. He had no choice. There you go. DML, you're confusing me. No, I shouldn't be confusing you at all. This is very simple, okay? My child is going to be guided for a very long part of his and her life by the decisions that I make, okay? And the government and the United States of America should not be on the hook for the choices that I made. They shouldn't be. And I don't know of any situation where that's the case, except for the people who came here illegally to take jobs that weren't rightfully so theirs, took their kids, put them on my dime, your dime, the government's dime, and then called them dreamers. But my kid's not a dreamer. You get this, right? Please tell me you get this. Like DML, you make it so much sense. But what do we do with them? What do we do with them, DML? Listen. What do you do with your son's friend who comes into your house and you don't want him there? What do? Do you say, oh, I feel bad, he wants to be here, and you just let him stay and live and eat your food and drink your water, drink your wine, sleep in your bed? You have to start paying for him? No, you know what you do? You say, hey, listen, Bill, I like you and all, but you got to go home. Yeah, I'm not paying for you. Talk to your parents. You got to go home. Yeah, my parents dropped me off here. I don't care what they did. You got to go home. That's the way it works. Because if it doesn't work like that, if we start bending the rules for the dreamers, well, then all of a sudden we're going to start bending the rules for the workers. Yeah, that's what they're next. Oh, the workers. What are we going to do for the workers? We need some compassion for the workers. Do you mean American workers? No, like the guy from Ecuador who's just putting the leaves in the back of the truck, who could barely say hello. That guy. What are we going to do for him? I'll tell you what we're going to do for him. We're going to send him home. And that's why I'm hoping, as we turn the corner, because now we're going to the next segment, I'm hoping that General Kelly has got a lot of DML DNA. That's pretty cool, DML DNA. There's a name for a website. DML DNA in his whole immigration blood. Yeah, because you want to know why? I'll tell you why. Tell us why, DML. How are you going to end it? I know you're going to end it on a strong note. I am. If he doesn't, I'm going to use his words against him. He said, these smuggling routes, that that are coming into the U.S. They cause a great security breach and a great security concern for the United States of America. He said that back when he was, the general. Now that he is a cabinet member, I hope he keeps those same rules. All right? So that's that. Okay, now let's move on. DML does need the cheat sheet for this because we got some big numbers here. This is disturbing. This is one of those. This is the wow segment. It's the wow. It's where you go, wow. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Here we go. You ready? Set. Okay. You know the F-16s, right? We're talking about DML. Yeah, another Tom Cruise movie, man. Top Gun. I got the need for speed. Yeah, you know all those F-16s, right? Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Okay. Well, we have a whole Lockheed Martin, right? We've been building these things down in Texas. Gotta love Texas. Been building them down in Texas. Yeah. Well, guess what Obama's doing? And you're like, wait, I thought Obama's leaving. He is, man. But let me tell you something. He's like that disgruntled customer in the fine china section who says, oh, you don't want to sell this stuff to me? Well, I'm going to knock it all over on the way out. That's what he does. Yeah. So now he's working with Lockheed Martin and Boeing to build F-16s in India. DML, did you leave off Appalus? Indianapolis? No, I did not. India as in like over there? Yeah. India as in like Slumdog Millionaire? They're going to be building F-16s? Yeah. India as in like when I call customer service and be like, excuse me, I'm looking for the piece for my vacuum cleaner. I ordered it like 3 weeks ago. And the guy's like, I'm sorry, how can I help you? And you're like, where are you right now? He's like, Delhi. You're like, wait a second, I want to talk to somebody from America. You know that feeling, right? Yeah. 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 Now your F-16s are being built there. DML. There's no way. There's no way. Cheat sheet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, wait a second. It gets worse. DML, this is the wow. This is why we call it the wow section, because you're just like, wow. This is the part where you spill the coffee on your lap. You're like, who can I sue? Can I sue somebody? Gotta sue myself? How do we do that? Hello, Mr. Lawyer? Can't sue yourself. What do you sue yourself for? Yeah. Be a great idea, though, right? We all just started doing lawsuits against ourselves. Can you imagine Obama suing himself? Yeah. Hello, Mr. Lawyer. Yeah, how you doing, Barack? I prefer you call me Barack Hussein. Oh, okay. Sorry, Barack Hussein. Well, what do we need you? I'm trying to think about how it is I can sue myself. Another scam, another lie, another something, so I could just get some more money in my pocket. Oh, gee. Boy. Well, let me look at my code book here from Harvard. You did go to Harvard, right, Barack Hussein? Shh. My name's really Barry. Well, Barack Hussein Obama, there is a section here, section code 16.2VS, where it does say that one can sue themselves for being a complete... There you go. There is no code. Obama, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, not only F-16s, but the FA-18. Whatever that is, it sounds mean. Okay? Factories being built in India. Factories, big, huge factories. DML, it's going to be a loss of jobs. I could feel it. I could see it. No. Lockheed Martin says, no worries. This does not mean a loss of jobs. We're just going to be transferring the people in the Texas over to the F-35 department, which basically is just another way of saying, we're going to hold on to them for a couple of weeks and we'll get rid of them when the press release is over. Okay. Yep. So that's that way. So say, no, it's not a loss of jobs. It's a creation of jobs for the people of India. 1,000 of them. Oh, that's what we've been trying to do the whole time. That's stupid me. I wish I went to college. I dropped out of college 5 times. Do you guys know that? Did I ever tell you that before? Yeah, I dropped out of college 5 times. I guess I missed that class where the economy here in the U.S. all depends on creating 1,000 new jobs, building warplanes. Yeah, in India. I knew I should have gone to school. Yeah. What else we got? Yeah, 300 mechanics in Texas, I told you, are moving over. They're moving over to the F-35. Yeah, the F-35 plant. So why are we, I'm sorry, creating warehouses in India, DML? You still haven't told us what's the upside. Do we not create good stuff here anymore? What is it? You know, there are themes on this walk and talk show, which always remain the same. And they will always remain the same. Whether the leaves are on the trees or the leaves are on the ground. Whether or not DML is wearing a ski hat, which is a gift from one of you people. Again, oh my God, there's so many lovely people out there keep on sending me stuff, right? Or whether or not I'm wearing my birthday suit. DML, you really gonna do walk and talk naked? I was thinking about it, but I don't want my total views to go down to like 3. So anyhow, although I do want a station break, commercial, DML gets a break. By the way, next week, I told you I'm going to be starting to take walk and talk on the road. I was going to do it with Liz, but Liz's daughter's having an operation. Prayers for Liz's daughter. I'm going to take it up a step further. We will be back to Liz. Next week, I'm going to do walk and talk from New York City, baby. We're going to go to Trump Tower. No way, DML. Are you kidding me? You know I wouldn't do that to you. I would always tell you the truth. I always tell you the truth. I'd never steer you in the wrong way. We're going to go past Trump Tower. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll even go in. DML, you got secret access. Can't tell you if I do. Either way, we're going to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Harlan Hill as my guest for half the walk and talk. Yeah, Harlan Hill. Who's Harlan Hill, DML? Harlan Hill's going to be joining the team. Part of the new media. Yeah. Democrat going for Trump. Oh, I love it, DML. DML, you pick out the best stuff. I know. Yep, be cool real next week. I don't know what day, but I'll let you know. So we get back. We were talking about the whole what never changes on this show. There are a few themes that will never change, that will never bend, that will always be the same because they are written in stone. And that is America loves cheap labor. Labor. Loves cheap labor. Loves it, loves it, loves it, loves it, loves it. Really, DML? Yeah. So much so that it will throw the American under the bus in order to grab it. And that comes from a capitalist. From a guy who's been an entrepreneur since he's 18 years old. 18 years old, I'm telling you. We're going to India for cheap labor and nothing else at all. Cheaper warehouse, cheaper systems, cheaper everything. So what if the water is murky and black like you saw in Slumdog Millionaire? We're going there. We're going to build these F-16s cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. You get the 3 cheapers? Yeah. With cheaper labor comes cheaper stuff. Well, I don't know, DML. It's Lockheed Martin and it's Boeing. You know, they'll probably have certain things. They'll bring people over to make sure. Okay, so they're going to train these people. You know what's eventually going to happen? What's that, DML? Well, they can train these people, and eventually they'll bring them over to the U.S. And some of them will just wind up replacing those 300 mechanics that were in Texas that were making, I don't know, let's say, for instance, $85,000 a year. And now they're going to bring over the guys from India who they've been training for a year. And then those people will come in and they'll work for, who knows, $50,000 a year. And the corporation Lockheed Martin and Boeing will save. Been training for a year, and then those people will come in and they'll work for, who knows, $50,000 a year, and the corporation Lockheed Martin and Boeing will save. Waiting for the number to crawl up. I'm not happy, man. I am not a happy man. I am angry. Anger rarely comes at the DML's body. No, because DML knows that emotions are no good. They're only good at funerals and baby showers. Other than that, there is no place for emotion. No emotion in business. Periodically, though, DML gets angry. Yeah, he gets angry. Why do you get angry, DML? Because I don't like being screwed around with. Why did I just get kicked off? Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Didn't touch a button. Didn't do anything. Why'd I get kicked off? Now, here's the deal. It's not my cellular service. Got it? I got all my bars. Everything's all good. I'm here every single day. What's the problem? Who's playing the game? Why is the game being played? And you know I'm not some conspiracy guy. I can't stand the conspiracy guys. Okay? Why is it that this is happening? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. This is my theory. My theory. I could be wrong. I could be a million times wrong. That's my disclaimer. Donald J. Trump, president-elect, has 12 million people on Facebook. 12 million. Yours just a little less. It's like 11 million and change, but let's just round it to 12 million. DML, yours truly, has 940,000 on one and 200,000, almost 200,000 on another. But let's just go with the one on the DML, the big DML page, which is DML Daily. He's got 1 million. Trump's got 12 million. DML's got 1 million. Trump goes on Facebook Live, and I know this for certain. He gets anywhere between 30 to 50,000 people watching live at one time. This is the president of the United States. 30 to 50,000 people per time. DML, for a month, walks a 3-mile loop, 4-mile loop, talks about the news, gives people information in a way that, frankly, cockiness, turn up the cocky, that frankly nobody else does. All right, let's just be admitting. Let's admit it. Let's get the facts down. Nobody else does it. Okay? I get emails all the time. I got a guy last night who sent me an email. He says, DML, I'm an entertainer. If you're out there watching, how you doing, bud? I don't remember your name, but I remember your email. He says, DML, I'm an entertainer. And I got to tell you something. I watch it for a full hour, and I'm totally entertained. And I'm blown away by the fact that you never, ever use the word or you know. And you want to know why I never go or you know? Because it's a machine. That's right. Stuff. I know how to give it to you in a way that you know how to take it. And you're like, yes, I understand this stuff now. I got people sending me emails every day. I've only been with you a month, which means that you missed all the other cool stuff for 6 years. You missed it all. But you'll catch up, right? All this stuff, DML. You teach me this stuff. I have my little kids watching now. Now they understand stuff. They understand all this different stuff. Yeah, okay. I just have a knack for being able to do that. DML, typically, every day for a month, was getting 7, 8, 9, 10,000. Some days DML would be very serious. Some days DML would jump in the leaves. Some days DML would make jokes. Some days he wouldn't make jokes. Some days he'd wear hats, and some days he'd show you his crazy, it's not that crazy today, his crazy hair. It would all happen differently. Sometimes you see his wife. Sometimes you wouldn't see his wife. You know, all original stuff. No planning other than the 5 minutes before I leave saying, sweetheart, what hat do you have for me? Or, sweetheart, I need my cheat sheet. Half the time I can't find my cheat sheet. What's the point, DML? Get to the point. I'm getting to the point. If DML is getting 7,000 was my low. You guys know it. You've been with me the whole time. 9,000. Some days 11,000. Let's just round it off at 10,000. Shall we? I'll bring it down. Let's bring it down to 8,000. 8,000 people for 1 million. Let's do the math. If Donald Trump is getting between 30 and 50, let's give him 40. He's getting 40,000 for 12 million, and I'm getting 8 for 1 million. Well, if you were to take the ratio, I would be crushing Donald J. Trump, president-elect. Okay? Okay. So you take that, and you're like, wow, DML would be crushing. Well, he would be. Okay, yeah. You go take one of these other little Fox shows that you wind up doing, where the Fox people come on, and they're doing a Facebook Live. At best, 2,000. Okay. You take President Barack Hussein Obama, who got 60 million, 50 million, whatever the million more votes for him when he was running for president. 78% approval. We can do it. Yes, we can. 2,500 people watching him the other day live. DML, wearing hats, sweatpants, right? Walking around the streets, right? What does DML get? $8,000. Somebody doesn't like that. It's the same reason why somebody doesn't like fake news. Fake news. There's fake news all over the place. Fake news. There's no fake news. You know what there are? They're storytellers like they've always been. There have always been people on the internet. There have always been people on TV, right? How many people on TV over the course of your life were selling you some BS product that wasn't going to work? Yeah, Okay? We, as Americans, we know this. We're not stupid. Yeah, there's a couple of people out there be like, I think there's a conspiracy right now. There's cats flying. I read it on the internet. Yeah. Okay? Yeah, so we get that. But you're going to elect a president over some guy giving you information? Was your decision made on one of the fake news items? One of the fake news stories was that a protester got paid like $3,700 to protest. It was untrue. Do you think there's a single person in the United States of America, just one, bring the one person to me, because I'm going to give him the $3,300. The one person who comes up to me and says, you know, I was weighing in. I couldn't make the decision, Dennis. I was just like all confused. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? Is it Trump? Is it Hillary? Is it Trump? Is it Hillary? Hillary or Trump? I don't know who to vote for. What do I make the decision on? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, look at this article right here. Protester gets $3,300 from Soros. Well, why didn't they tell me this months ago? I could have done early voting and been done with this. I could have voted for Hillary Clinton if I would have had this information. Oh my goodness. DML, you look old, horrible, and bloated. Yeah, right? Do you think there's anybody out there? Not a one. Not a one. Let me tell you what fake news is. It's the same reason why you're getting kicked off my damn thing. Why it is I got 4,000 people here instead of 8,000 people here without having done anything else other than just being a little bit more interesting and jumping in leaves. DML, maybe you lost 4,000 people because you're jumping in leaves. Really? Then I'll tell you what, I didn't want those 4,000 people to begin with. Let's have a little fun. You want everything to be straight and narrow? Today, it was announced that India will start making the F-16 fighter jets. Boeing and Lockheed, in a partnership with Barack Hussein Obama, well, they would never say that, with Barack Obama, the first black president and the one we love, is now going to make it so this way F-16s are built over in India because India does things better, faster, and better. Is that what you want me to do? You want me to give news like that? You want me to do that? Today, Donald J. Trump selected a general, a retired general named Joe Kelly, who has experience in Guantanamo Bay, the place where we keep people who are up for possible terrorism ties. And for more news, come back later. But for right now, go to our sponsor. We're going to show you a Charmin commercial. And after the Charmin commercial, it's going to be a Kleenex commercial. And if you can, buy those Ginsu knives now. Yeah, that's what they want. You want me to do that? You want me to do that for the first 3 minutes? I'll do it. I don't think people want that. Yeah, there's a couple of those, DML's gone off the farm. No, he's not really. No, he's not. He's not. So there's a couple of people might go off that. But let me tell you, for every person I lose because they don't like that I jump in the leaves, I got somebody saying to their sister-in-law, I found this guy. And he's looking a little old. Needs a haircut. Was supposed to get free haircuts, but then told the guy who lost the bet to him for the free haircuts. He could never take things for free. So now he's not getting haircuts. Now he's just growing his hair. Too long, kind of gray on the side, but his wife is lovely. You just love his wife. His wife is so lovely. She just sits in the back and she says, oh my God, how did I marry this man? And then she goes home, she makes him a tuna fish sandwich all the time. But you got to tune into this. It's 11:40. Well, why 11:40? I don't know. The guy's a little bizarre. 11:40. Who picks that? I get it. But you know what? We'll go in and we'll watch it. And we'll watch him at 11:40. And I'm telling you, you're going to start to know everything. And then when you go to the PTA meeting, and then you remember when we used to go to the PTA meetings and the people would talk, we'd be like, what are they talking about? What is family reunification? What's chain migration? Now we can sit up there and say, chain migration is no good for the United States of America because Dennis Michael Lynch explained to me that the immigration program that now we have is not based on quality and who it is that we need in this country. It's based on who your relatives are. I'd be like, whoa, what happened to Jane? She used to just sit there and read her iPhone. Now she's actually getting involved. Who is this DML guy? We got to stop him. Yeah, so that's how it all works. That's how it all works. Fake news. You know what fake news is? Fake news is the Washington Post and the New York Times and the LA Times and USA Today all sitting around in the back room, in the cigar room where all the guys used to go and nobody else could go. And they sit there and say, how are we going to get rid of these guys? How are we going to get rid of these guys like Lynch? How do we get rid of these guys? These guys are creating us trouble. Our sales are down. Subscriptions are down. We've got to do something. What do we come up with? Go back in the books. Go back. What did we do years ago when we had people we didn't like? How do we get rid of them? We come up with fake news. Brilliant. Start it. And start with that guy who walks around the streets. I like him too much. See if we can do something like that. See if we can come up with something where New York Times does a jogging talk. Can't do the walk and talk. It'd be copyright, maybe. Note to self, copyright to the walk and talk. Now you guys are on this computer. Steal this from DML. Yeah. See, that's how it works. That's how it works. Yeah. How do you know this, DML? Gee whiz, I don't know. I've been in this business for 6 or 7 years. Yeah, but DML, you got fired. I got fired because I wanted to tell stuff about Hillary Clinton, and I wouldn't play the bad stuff about Fox News. Oh, yeah, we forgot about that. Yeah, #1 show, fired. 8 months. Who just pulls the plug on a guy during a live show? Who does that? Not even really fired, just pulled the plug in the middle of the show because I said, Hillary Rodham Clinton, I want to tell all the things about her, and I'm going to fight for Donald Trump, and I'm not going to play bad stuff about Roger Ailes. I don't care what he did in his own time. It has nothing to do with the election. People deserve more than that on this live television. They've come to expect certain things from me. DML, you making the walk and talk all about you now? No, I'm not. Well, what do you mean? So far, you've been talking all about yourself. No, I haven't really. I've been talking about the American people who are getting shortchanged. They're getting shortchanged. Facebook's free. They could do whatever they want. They want to kick you off, they can kick you off. Not really, kinda. Not really, kinda. Well, what do you mean by that, DML? Well, they can't take my money and say, yeah, we're going to reach, well, who would you like to market? And I say, well, I'd like to reach out to Trump fans. Oh, okay, we'll find those for you. That's going to be $750. Really? Okay, I'll do it. New people come in. Oh, we love this DML guy. See this guy going to hit me in the car? Guarantee you, doesn't know how to drive. Somebody would hit me right now, I'd be bad. I'm in a bad mood. So anyway, I'm getting kicked off. I'm getting kicked off. Well, how could I get kicked off? You know what a woman tells me yesterday? Bet you a lot of it. Give me the little smileys if you like this. Woman says, DML, I go on all the other different pages. I never have as many problems I have as yours. Never. I never get kicked off the other ones. I could go to Alex Jones. I could go to Sean Hannity. I could go to Dancing with the Stars. Never, ever, ever get kicked off. Only with yours. Well, gee whiz, maybe that's because DML gets 9,000 people for just walking around the streets and telling them stuff that they want to know. Yeah, look at all, see, yeah, DML, we're dying. DML, we're dying over here. I'm with you. DML, can you do something to fix it? I'm trying, but it's ridiculous. The world works in cycles. Cycles. Everything is cyclical. Everything. I mean, like, I hate to... We're totally off the program right now, you know that, right? But this is when DML's at his best. DML, stop talking about yourself in the third person. No, I'm not. I'm going to always talk about myself in the third person because I'm lonely. I'm walking by myself. Nobody's calling my name. Usually when you're sitting with somebody who's next to you, you say something to the extent of, Frank, what did she say? Gee, Dan, she said this. But I don't have anybody. Nobody. See? Nobody. And if there is somebody, they usually don't speak English. So I just got to talk to myself. DML. Yeah. So there you go. So I'm off the farm right now. What does the farm mean? Well, the farm had a structure. It had a cheat sheet. I probably lost it already. I was going to tell you a whole bunch of different stuff. We could get back to it. I told you about the F-16s. There's nothing really else to say other than I'm pissed off. Pissed off that the F-16s are building over in India. And I was going to tell you a story time today about illegal aliens being gang members during the day. Well, we'll get that to tomorrow. Let's just keep on talking right now because DML's on a roll. I am on a roll. Okay, so anyhow. So we got this nice little program going on, right? 9,000 people coming in at a time, telling their cousin goes up. We got that whole thing, right? Cousin goes up to the PTA meeting. Suddenly, all of a sudden, now Janie knows everything there is about to know, right? Somebody else says, what was it last month? We're going to lose the election. They told me on all the stations, including Fox, that there's no way that we could win the Electoral College. Oh, wait a second. No, I know this is going to sound a little crazy, Samantha, but there's this guy, and he walks around the streets with his wife, and he never takes a sip of water, even though he's walking around for like an hour and a half. And he has outlined this whole thing about how Trump will win the Electoral College. And he says that tomorrow, they're actually going to even start to hit the drum harder about that he can't win the Electoral College. And he says that he predicts everything right. Well, I'll tell you what, before I go giving this guy my time, or my money, or anything, let's see what happens tomorrow. Oh my God, it happened. He was right. He guessed it again. Every day. Boom, boom, boom. DML, I forgot to tell you, congratulations for telling us every single last day of your life that you walk with us, despite all the emails we send to you. You've told us, don't worry about the recount. DML, I can't sleep. Don't worry about the recount. Oh, by the way, yesterday, the same judge who said on Monday, yeah, let's get the recount going. Let's get it going. Yeah, he canceled it last night, and that's not going to happen now. Jill Stein, millionaire from the donations for a count that never happened. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Well, she's not going to really take the money herself. That's a false claim on my part. I would never say that sort of thing. Jill Stein, she raised the money. Maybe she gives it back. Maybe she shows some sign of class. Doubt it. Or maybe what she does is she says, oh, we're just going to put it towards, making sure that the next election's a lot better. Yeah, okay. So instead, who knows where that's going to go. But anyway, who told you this? DML told you. It's, in fact, today we posted a thing I told my staff last night. Megyn Kelly's replacement is Tomi Lahren. What's email? Yep. I know TV. Last night she appeared on the O'Reilly Factor for absolutely no reason. There was no reason to have her on. It wasn't newsworthy. It wasn't about a news item. It was what I call a screen test. How will they like this person? So you put her on the number one show, known as the O'Reilly Factor, who gets the most people, and let's see how many people email in, we love her, she needs to replace Megyn Kelly. All right, DML knows what happens in the back door. Yeah, probably want to change that topic. That didn't come out good. DML knows what happens in the back rooms. That's what I meant to say. Okay, family show. No kid will really understand what I meant by that anyway, which I didn't mean by it. Just came out wrong. Freudian slip, I guess. So we go back. So I'm very disturbed. I'm very disturbed with the fact that the numbers from Facebook continue to go down. And I'm baffled by it because you know why? I know you enjoyed the show. I get the emails. If I were to read the emails, if I were to post on one page all the emails, you'd get bored. You'd get absolutely bored. You'd be like, DML, how do you operate during the day with all these emails? I'm not kidding. I've said to you before, we get 6 a minute. It's more than that. We get 10 a minute, 15 a minute. That's why the platform we're building, one of the things, I was on the phone about it last night. One of the things that we're going to do is I'm going to bypass me. I'm going to just let it be for you. We're creating a part of a site. It's all going to be on I told you, we're going to have all these sites, right? The site is going to be simply for you guys to go in there and to mark news, put out the stuff that you've been sending me. And what we'll do is we'll use our reach, the people that I've grabbed over the course of time, with all the millions of people I reach, we'll make it so this way it drives in with the disclaimer saying, listen, understand, this is citizen journalism. These people are reporting this stuff. This is the links that they want to put up. It's almost like a Drudge Report for you. It's really what it comes down to. Yeah, so we'll have that. Because you guys send so many good things, and yet, you know, we only have a certain capability of getting so much stuff out. So yeah, this is what all that stuff we went to. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So anyway, it really bothers me that these numbers are going down because I enjoy doing this with you. And I'm not a quitter because quitters never win and winners never quit. Great saying, DML. Can't take credit for it. And so I don't know what we're going to do because I get the emails from you folks all day long. DML, I time my day to your walk and talk. I got people walk. Good for you, by the way. And when I say I got people, I'm not trying to take credit. You know me by now. There are people right now on their treadmill listening to me. People out in the street listening to me. You could be listening to, to what's that girl's name? Who's the girl sings? Hello, it's me. I've been done in the... Oh, what a good song. I can't pretend to sing that. That's terrible. You see Adele. You could be talking to Adele. You could be listening to Adele right now. You could be listening to your favorite soap opera. You could be listening to ESPN, but you listen to DML while you're in the chat. So people getting healthy, you know? And Facebook just continues to shut me down. And I can't understand why. I can't understand why. I'm baffled. DML, you for a loss of words. You're bringing me down a little bit today. You always bring me up. You think I'm going to leave you on a down? You think I'm going to leave you down? I lift you up. No matter what. It doesn't matter how many people. Let's sing. We'll make a song up on our own. We'll rhyme it. It doesn't matter how many people show up to the walk and talk. To the walk and talk. I will be here every day, walking my own way with the walk and talk. With the walk and talk. And if you don't like what I have to say, you may go on your own way. As a man comes by on his bicycle, you can't script this stuff. He said hi. He said hi. Yes, yes, yes. If you don't like what I have to say, you may go on your way. As I wave to strangers, don't worry, there's no dangers. Because DML is here. I alleviate the fear. Because I tell you the truth. that the recount doesn't matter, and that Black Lives doesn't matter. No, no, no. It's a racist group. It's a racist group. What rhymes with group other than soup? Which I think I'll have for lunch, for lunch. No, my name is not Dennis Lunch. It's Dennis Lynch, Michael in the middle. I get that all the time. Hi, Dennis Lunch. No, it's not Dennis Lunch. It's Dennis Lynch with Michael in the middle. Oh, David Lynch from Twin Peaks. No, it's Dennis Michael Lynch from the Cuckoo Farm. CNN clip. Oh, yeah. Now, DML, why are you singing today? You're scaring me. People are dropping off. I can't listen to this guy. I've given up. I can't believe I donated to him. If you want your donation back, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Why am I singing? Every single time in your life that somebody tries to unplug your plug, every single time that they try to bring you down, they try to take away your spirit, they try to break your energy, they try to silence your lips, what you have to do is you have to show that you flick it off your shoulder. So where I started off by saying to you, I'm so angry, I changed that anger. I use that anger to bring joy and smiles. And you know what? We'll figure out what the problem is. And if it's Facebook playing games, it's very easy. We send a legal letter to the legal department. And then after we do the legal letter to the legal department, DML calls his friends on Wall Street and says, let me tell you why, in an op-ed, that I think the Facebook stock is going to plummet. DML, my God, do I love you. I know, but don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. I don't want to go down that channel. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all because I want the face. I want everything to grow. I don't want to have any of that stuff happen. But yeah, you know what? You got to sing. You can't let people bring you down ever. You know, it's so much easier to be angry. It's so much easier to let somebody throw you off your game. It's so much harder, right, to stay on your game. It's so much harder to think positive. It's so much harder to just say, you know what? I can't find my stick. Remember that? For those of you who are tuning in late, I hid my stick. Nobody stole it. You want to know why they didn't steal it? Because they didn't know what the hell it was. They're probably afraid of it. It's like, do we want to touch that? It looks like a scorpion. Yeah, it does. Look. Here we go. Yeah. Hid my stick, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'll need it anymore. I might not need it anymore. Because I don't know if we can do two at the same time. DML changed the channel. It's going in the wrong direction, this song. Oh yeah, I meant this. Pretty cool device, no? Look at that. DML goes out of his way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we go out of our way for this stuff. You know, we take the walk. I'm taking the walk every day. I gotta stay healthy, right? Take this, walking around like this. Can you imagine if you saw some man in the street walking around like this? Be like, Barack Hussein Obama is giving F-16 planes now to India, doing everything he possibly can to not go over the China store before he leaves because he's goddamn pissed off. DML, don't put God in there. I know, I'm reciting a movie. All right, yeah. Can you imagine what you do? You'd be like, you call your husband, Frank, there's a guy outside. He looks normal, though. I don't know. Does he look normal? Well, I mean, if he's not normal, look at the nice girl behind him. She's so cute. Well, he's got to be doing something. Maybe he's famous. Who is it? Oh, my God. Who is it? Is that Tom Cruise? No, it doesn't look like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is 5'6". That guy's almost 6 foot. DML, is that how tall you are? Yeah, 5'11" and a half. Although I seem to be shrinking as I'm getting older. Do you notice that? Does that happen to you? Yeah. No, it doesn't look Tom Cruise. Looks like Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity's got gray hair. Yeah, you're right. Who does he look like? Charlie Sheen. I get that one all the time. Charlie Sheen. He looks like Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen. I don't look like Charlie Sheen. He looks like somebody. I think I seen him on America's Most Wanted. I think he's a bad guy. He might be. Who's he talking to? CIA. Maybe CIA. CIA. He's talking to somebody. Wow, where's Homeland Security? Where's that new general we got? That new general. But he's a Republican. Doesn't matter. Call him. We're Democrats. We voted for Obama twice. Look, I got the Obama-Biden sticker on the back of my car. That's probably why we're getting all the tickets, honey. Can we take the sticker off the car? I keep on getting parking tickets when I'm in the right spot. I don't understand. Could it be that in the Hillary? Yes, we can't. We're never taking those stickers off. We're Democrats. Doesn't matter who the president is. Doesn't matter. These are the stickers that make us who we are. But honey, let's be honest. We hire cheap labor all the time. I mean, the girl who cleans the house, where's she from? I don't even know what her name is. I can't understand what she says. You know, should we be doing that? Is that really the American way? We have the American flag outside on the pole. I feel sort of like I'm contradicting things. Don't you, Frank? Well, when you say it that way. Let's get back to the man with the thing in his face. He's all crazy and everything. I saw him rolling around in the leaves the other day. But wait, I think I also seen him on television like a whole bunch of times. He was in a suit and tie. This guy's psychotic. He's crazy. No, maybe he just knows Facebook how to deliver things to people in a digestible way. So this way it's not boring and snoring and confusing, right? Maybe instead of just sitting there and say, yeah, well, there's 20,000 business regulations this year. And some person who's never owned a business like, what do they mean by that? I've never understood what they mean by when they say the business regulations. I wish just somebody one time would just say what a business regulation is. Oh, well, what about this one? Well, there's a regulation, no joke, in Texas, of all states. What are you doing over there? There's a regulation that says if you want to be a computer repair programmer, that you need to go out and get a private investigator's license. What? Yep. If you want to be a computer repair programmer, you need to have an investigative license. Why, DML? Tell me about it. And if you hire somebody who doesn't have that license to come in to fix your computer, you could be fined $4,000. What Obama won't do to try to steal my money, DML. Do they ever tell you that? Do they ever tell you that on the other news? Nobody does. Just DML. DML, how do you find this stuff out? Because I live it. I breathe it. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Yeah. That's why. And Facebook's like, wait a second. He was just talking about cheap labor in India. And I'm from India. Oh, DML. Maybe that's what it was. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Maybe not. Maybe not. No accusations, no conspiracy theories. But it was sort of strange that they just went oof. I mean, no spin, no pause, nothing. No DML, you're frozen. How many times has that happened to you? How many times has that happened when I've been on the phone here? Because I get that all the time. DML, all of a sudden you just froze. Happens all the time, right? Yeah. Has it ever happened where I was just talking to you, except for the last 2 days, where it's like, so let me tell you about how it is that the cheap labor in India is going to take away American jobs. Black. Yeah, right? How many times has that happened? Let me tell you about how it is that the dreamers really aren't dreamers, that they're never cut to black. Yeah, right? Yeah. I'm getting it, DML. No conspiracy theories. No conspiracy theories. But I've been with Facebook for too long, man. Too long. I ever tell you this story? I'm going a little long today. I'm supposed to be calling Mary to come pick me up. I used the walk. You know, I could use the walk. Yeah, so I think I told you this already. But for those of you who basically want to hear it again, or haven't heard it yet, or maybe you weren't listening the first time, happened to me before. One day, I'm sitting there. I don't know, at the time I had maybe about 60,000 likes on my Facebook page. And I appeared on Megyn Kelly's show. First time. Highest ratings ever for her show, by the way, for the first year. DML, we love you. I love you back, because you were probably watching. And so, next day, miraculously, 5,000, exactly 5,000. Not 5,006, not 4,927, but exactly 5,000 likes were removed from my page. Removed. Whew. Now, you know, when you've got 900,000, 900,000 likes, you know, if somebody pulls 500 likes from me, I'm not going to know. We're not going to know. But when you got 60,000 and you lose 5,000, like, what did I say on the Kelly file? What did I say that was wrong? Wait a second, highest ratings of all given time. Yeah, highest ratings. Ted Cruz was the night before, and Senator or somebody, another was the night after, but DML got the most. How'd that happen? 5,000 likes gone? Gotta make a phone call. Doot, 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 doot. This is back when you could reach Facebook. Yeah, hi, Facebook. Yeah, this is Dennis Michael Lynch. Hey, I got your movies. How you doing? Oh my God, I saw you in the Kelly File last night. Really? You can't be from Silicon Valley. No, the sales office is in Phoenix, here in Arizona. My dad loves you. What can I do for you, sir? Well, I'll tell you what. I had 60,000 likes yesterday on Facebook, and now today I got 54,000. Exactly like you guys cut off 5,000. Mr. Lynch, nobody does the border like you do. Let me go in and investigate this for you. Mr. Lynch, I've never seen anything like this at Facebook. I don't know what it is. I apologize, and I will reach out to the people of Silicon Valley. Please do that. Please do that and let me know what happened. Absolutely, Mr. Lynch. Next day, 5,000 back. How did that happen? How'd that happen? DML, you got this recorded? Oh, what do you think? You'll see it on We Write to DC. Did you buy the films? If you didn't buy the films, I'm telling you right now, come next Monday, I'm going to be saying to you, I can't get to you by Christmas. If you want them, you could have them, but I can't have them by Christmas. You've got till Monday, and then it all changes. It's all changing by Monday. DennisMichaelLynch.com. It's at the top. Get 5 films, $20, and we send you the free ones with them. And we will send your tracking number when you complain that you haven't gotten it yet. But don't complain. It takes up to 10 days sometimes because the United States Postal Service isn't exactly what it used to be. Yep, that's what it is. And it's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. It's time for having fun. I'm going to stick with you going across the street just in case Facebook has me hit. So, you know I'm kidding, right? So when you're having fun, there's no sun outside your window. What was that? That was Amnesty for America, or Amnesty for Christmas. I don't know. Remember that? All the singers, all the liberals. See, they used to be singers to me. Now they're liberals. All the singers used to sing that. It was Billy Joel, Michael Jackson when he was around. Right? What was that? Amnesty International, right? How'd that go? It's cold outside. I don't know. I remember. It was pretty good, though. It's a good tune. When you're having fun. Well, George Michael. Remember that guy? What a freak he turned out to be. Yep, he was there. Yep. Talk about freaks. Look at that hairdo. Woohoo! Can't sell that. Can't package that in a bottle. Oh, no. Yep. How's that? For using your teeth. DML, don't use your teeth, or else I'm going to have to send you fake teeth in the mail as a gift when you lose your teeth. Yeah, you guys keep sending us the gifts. Face creams. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm losing all my gifts. Kids taking my gifts. Oh, that's nice. Who's sending you these face creams? These face creams are great. Mary's taking them out, looking on her. Ashley's taking it out, looking on her. I'm like, hey, Dad needs the face creams. Oh, Dad, you don't need the stuff. Yeah, I do. That's why they sent it. Yeah. New Christmas socks. Somebody sent me a Christmas socks. They do a Christmas socks. Oh, look at these. They're so warm. They're so cute. Gone and worn one time. Who's got them? The little one's got them now. She's wearing them. She's like, Daddy, look, they go all the way up to my knee. I'm like, oh, Mary, where's my socks? Going bare feet, Dennis. I'm busy. All right. What else we get? You guys send me books. Books. I'm like, I got 6 books now. I'm like, how am I going to read these books? I'm going to need a vacation just so I read the books. Sorry, guys, can't be out here. I got to read books. Thank you for the books because that gives me an excuse to go on vacation. Books. What else you sent me? All right. Mike sent me this thing today. Sorry, Mike. I don't know if it's going to fly anymore. But we'll put it somewhere. We'll hang it. We'll hang it in the office. What else do we got? Hats. Abundance of hats. And, of course, the sneakers. Oh, look at those. Yeah. Courtesy of Judith in Miller Place. And then, of course, Miss Kelly sent me the gloves. But it's not cold today. Well, it's sort of cold today, but not hand cold, you know? So I'm not having to wear, though. I love those gloves. But even those, my son the other day used them. I'm like, hey, man, give me back my gloves. Dad, you know these gloves? I could actually text with my phone with these things. They got, like, special tips on them. I'm going to wear these because my other gloves don't work like that. I can't text. Yeah, so just know that every time you send us a gift, although we appreciate it, somebody else in the Lynch family confiscates that gift. The only person who hasn't taken anything from me yet is the dog. Here come the dog bones. Yep. Anyway, that's that. I don't know. I don't even think it's worth telling you how to text me, because you've probably already done that. Anybody who would still be with me right now is definitely a loyalist. At this point, you probably have my social security number. Yep. Oh boy. So let me tell you what happens now. Now I go back. There'll be a tuna fish sandwich waiting for me. Then I gotta leave and go back to work. I go to work. What is work? Writing articles, making sure. Well, we keep on hiring you folks. I don't know if you know that or not. I think we're now up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we're up to 8. 8 of you. Yep. 8 of you so far. Part of the Team DML. Gotta make payroll. Yeah. Jeez. All right. Put it on my head. Think people will stop? Look at that. It's like combo. Rambo with the extra string. Pull it. A knife comes out. What do you think? It's a good border hat. Yep. Then after that, we work. Then a conference call about apps. Then I go about the whole conversation. How's my apps looking? And then I do that. Then I get on the phone. I'm like, hey, man, website's not working. Too many ads. Oh, DML, can you address the ads thing? Absolutely. I address it. Called him up and said, hey, man, I'm all for the advertisements. And definitely need it in order to be able to pay the bills. But there's some advertisements on there that don't necessarily match with the DML brand. And I'd like those off. DML, we don't control those. Okay, we'll do something, because I ain't happy with the ads. And my people aren't happy with my ads. And when my people aren't happy, DML ain't happy. All right, DML, we'll have it fixed soon. Good. Yeah, so they'll do that today. Then, of course, later in the day, we'll go into the editing room. Be like, all right, they come to America for the cost of refugees. Yo, you gonna do it, DML? Of course I'm gonna do it. Of course I'm gonna do it. All right. Then we'll talk on the phone with the lawyer at some point today about filing a lawsuit against a specific company. No, not you, Facebook. Another one who did wrong by DML. Owes me lots and lots of money. Yep. Had me work, took my films, didn't pay me. DML. Who would do such a thing? I don't know. You'll hear soon enough. Hopefully they're listening. One last chance, boys. Yep. CNN clip. So, that's it. I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I don't think I'm ever have a chance to run for office. Really, DML? Why not? You'd be so good. Yeah. Got Trump. He's gonna rock the house, man. He's gonna rock the house. He's gonna get so many different things fixed. He's gonna get so many things rocking. People are gonna not like him, I don't think, probably maybe by the end, because he's gonna tweet so many things that people are like, what are you talking about? But you know what? The sausage tastes good, but it looks ugly when you're making it. Guy once said that to me in Newsmax. Yeah, he said the sausage is terrible looking. So, you're gonna have people complaining about him the whole time. Then there'll be us who love him. But at the end of the day, it's all gonna be fixed. And so, Mike Pence, he's gonna take credit, rightfully so probably in some cases. Then he'll get elected. Then he'll hang around for 16 years. And that'll be, total of 16 years of Pence-Trump. And by then, unfortunately, cycles. Remember I told you about cyclical? Cycles will take place. And Democrat will be elected, no matter who runs against them. Don't tell me that, DML. Well, you want me to lie to you? What do you think? It's just going to be Republicans, conservatives for the rest of the time? No. So then they'll be elected. So if you took that 4 years, that's 20 years. I'll be 67. Let me tell you, when I'm 67 years old, last thing I'm going to want to do is having to go into war with some Democrat. Although maybe I will. I reserve the right to change my opinion. But by 67 years old, I know. Me and Mary had a plan. You want to know what me and Mary's plan is? Sure, DML, tell us. Well, we're hoping, obviously, to have grandkids. Who doesn't want that, right? A bunch of little DMLs running around. Maybe we'll have a JML and a PDL, and I'm going to be really sad if my daughters have to change their name. I may have to work with the guy about that. Like, hey, man, I'm all cool with my daughter marrying you. Got to treat her with respect. Got to make sure that everything works smooth, or else I'm going to be here. And by the way, I know your last name is Kalazanki, but she's going to stay Lynch. But that wouldn't work for me, sir. I'm not going to be able to do that. You didn't do that with your wife. I know, I just made a new rule. Yeah, she's just going to stay with Lynch. No hyphen, no nothing. Yep, that's the way it's going to work. And that's what she wants. And he'd be like, sir, I don't know if this is going to work out between us. So, you failed the test, boy. It's not about the name, it's about the love. I probably won't do that. Something tells me my daughter will probably be like, what are you doing, Dad? All right, I got another half mile here. I got to sign out. Battery's about to die. Love yous all. Thanks for staying around.